Now, most guilds nowadays log, and probably multiple people in your raid are logging because they want to see those pink passes so they can flex on the rest of the guild and just make themselves look pretty good. Well, the thing is, if you're trying to prepare now for Ulduar and work out who you want to take out of your roster and what you want your progression team to actually look like, it can be quite daunting just looking through all of the fights to analyze it in a meaningful way. Of course, you can just go to your guild and click rankings and then see who the best passing people are in your guild and then create a team out of that, but that still doesn't really tell the full story. Now, don't get me wrong, I could sit here and talk to you about how to analyze on Warcraft logs and look at what everybody's doing, but there's a lot of individual checks that you've got to do there. Like if you wanted to know if somebody's using haste potions, are they using 2? Are they pre-potting and then using another one during the fight? Are they using their cooldowns? You know, you can look at all of that, but it's quite time consuming. Now, don't get me wrong, this could be public knowledge and loads of you are using this already, but I've only just seen it, to be fair, because I normally do just trawl through Warcraft logs for hours upon hours. You know, after a raid, me and the other officers, like, we'll get in a channel and we'll just look at what everyone was doing. It can be quite time consuming, and if you don't want to do that, this Ironforge Pro log analyzer is a really good just snapshot of key information that you need to know. So what you do is at the top right there, you just click on Log Analyzer, and now it wants you to just paste in one of your logs. So I'll just pick one of our latest ones, copy it, paste it into the box, then it's just going to take a few minutes or a couple of minutes just to compile all of the data. 12 hours later. And then once it loads up, it will show all of the bosses all together. So you want to just look at these possibly individually, but it will show you things like how many bombs we used, how many sappers, how many times hyperspeed accelerators we used on gloves. So this is a real quick way to see who's got engineering as well as cooldowns that were used, haste potions, healing potions, mana potions, fish feast, and all that sort of thing. But what I've found really useful with this is just to look on a boss by boss basis. So if we was to take Thaddeus, for example, it shows you that it lasted well over 4 minutes, really long fight. So you would really expect everyone to have been using a double haste potions. Now, it seems like it only shows the one that was used in combat, but it also shows a lot of people that haven't even used one in combat. So it's very possible they might have pre-potted, but not used one in combat. But either way, there's something wrong there. So then you can go back over to Warcraft logs, and if we pick on necrotics here, for example, we can then go to Thaddeus, we can find necrotics, probably really low down, and we can look at the buffs that he gained. And we can see that he did both pre-pot, like right at the start of the fight there, like you can see, and he used it later on Thaddeus himself. Good job. Now, I've done random spot checks like this and seen pretty much every time that if someone's got one haste potion used, they actually had 2 used. But like I say, this is more for a just quick snapshot to see who's using potions, who's not using potions, who's even doing bosses without flasks para. And even where people can push out a little bit more damage where they're not having enough uses of their hyperspeed accelerators. So odds are they've got that bound to something else, like another cooldown, and that cooldown's not lining up with the boss actually dying, so it ends on cooldown and the hyperspeed accelerators are going not used. They're not being used to their full potential. And then you can talk to these people and find out why. It's a really nice, easy, quick comparison tool. As I say, I'm not saying this is anything new. I've just never looked at it on here myself. As I say, I've always strictly just used Warcraft logs. But just to get a real quick snapshot of an overall raid, as soon as you're finished, paste the link in, boom, and you can go, this person he's talking to, this person. Because when it comes to Ulduar, these things are going to be really, really important. Using potions, mega important. It's standard. It should be being done now, you know, as standard anyway, because all the stuff's so cheap, it just doesn't matter. But come Ulduar, it's going to be the difference between being able to kill Hodir hard mode and not being able to kill Hodir hard mode. I'll put a link to Ironforge Pro in the description anyway, so just try and run a few logs through it, compare it to Warcraft logs, make sure everything lines up, and let me know in the comments what you think. But real easy way to have a quick look at your raid. Be sure to like and subscribe. See you on the next one.